My first day at Food and Wine, and I am super stoked to try some of the best and possibly the worst items they have on this list. I am stoked to try Eel Temaki over in Japan. So let's dive right into the food.
Welcome to my number one, Japan. The teriyaki chicken bun is a major skip. It's underfilled, don't get that. Here's what you get. You get the sushi.
It's Eel Temaki time. Oh, dude, trying to roll this is already a challenge. All right, here we go. It's a big boy. It's very much just okay. This is mainly just rice. There's not a lot of eel. Eel's not like a crazy expensive product either. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't give you more chunks, or how they place it is kind of randomized, you know, but I always love eel anytime I get it with sushi, but I don't know, this is just, it's not a great preparation of it. I mainly taste bland sushi rice, a little bit of a pickled daikon and cucumbers, and that crunch there from the cucumbers, but there's not enough eel, and the way that it's wrapped, you're getting all of that rice. It's almost like you'd be better to knife and fork this and leave most of the rice base behind because it's just too much rice. Yeah, it ain't worth $9.50. It ain't worth $9.50.
The Brew-Wing Lab has a bunch and the wing choices have not changed dramatically. They're pretty much identical. The peanut butter and jelly sticky wings are quite good, and the Impossible ones are good if you need a plant-based option. Pickle milkshake is just strange. It kind of tastes like a shamrock shake with dill, which is odd. The fried pickle spears are good, but this year the Impossible, yet extremely tasty Carolina Reaper is the pepper for this year.
So this is what I get for allowing Pocket Fam to make a decision on what we're actually gonna eat. We're in the Odyssey Brewing, and I decide, hey, this is a great idea. Let's, on the live stream, just allow people to vote. So there you go. Everybody voted, and now we're eating spicy wings, which I do not. I do not like them, Sam. No, I'm okay with them. I like the curry ones. These are Carolina Reaper though, so.
There you go. I got a heat advisory. Hotsy totsy, spicy wings.
Extremely spicy. I do have ranch on the side in case I gotta pull the parachute ripcord here. I am a flats guy. I don't know about you guys. I am not a drummy. I'm gonna go none of the garlic or none of the yogurt sauce on it first. These things are crazy coated. They are breaded. I'm not a crazy breaded fan. The outside has a ton of that coating. It is hot. It immediately ripped to my throat. You get like the throat tingles. I'm starting to like get that like almost sweaty feeling in the back of your throat. But the curry is in there nice as well. So it's not like so overwhelming that it's horrendous. These are spicy. I can feel myself like salivating from just all the capsaicin burn. It definitely tingles on the back of your throat when you take a bunch of bites. You can hear Beaker in the back freaking out. Nose is going a little bit, starting to get more tingles all around my lips, and my mouth are tingling pretty bad now. If you're used to spicy stuff, you probably think this is like a 6.5, 7. Actually, probably a little bit more. You'd probably say this is like an 8 out of 10 because they are hot. We're finally getting a piece with that raita, that Greek sauce on it. Not Greek, Indian. It's straight up yogurt. I feel like that did nothing. Tasted good though. But in terms of heat, it didn't like tone it down. My body's okay, but it's definitely a 9 out of 10. Keeps ramping. Mouth is real sweaty, and it feels like a York peppermint patty. I keep practicing Lamaze to bring fresh air in to cool down my mouth. We were able to finish the whole entire thing, so there's only one last thing to do. Cheers. Oh God, ranch is disgusting.
These are $7.75 for 5 wings. We're gonna grab the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli with sage, brown butter, pecorino cheese, and a hazelnut praline.
I desperately was trying to find shade for this thing. This thing looks oily and very, yeah, it's mainly oil and butter. So if you like oil and butter, and it's got like a candy praline on top, you do get salinity from the cheese and some sharpness in there, but I don't know, it's just too oily. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the brown butter and the mascarpone. And that pumpkin puree, it's just too sweet. Too sweet and too oily. They're fine. I just wish I had more savory elements to balance everything out. There's no balance in this dish. They're okay, but if you like sweeter ravioli, I think you might be jamming on these. Ain't for me though.
Coastal Eats have a warm water lobster tail, which was delicious last year, jumbo shrimp cocktail, and then they have a bunch of booze. Flavor from Fire has a steakhouse blended burger, which I've heard is fantastic. They also have a Montreal style slider, which looks pretty good. I love that seeded bun that they're doing. And then a smoked corned beef with potato. The fry basket pretty much has not changed. I thought the yuca fries were very, very starchy, so ask for extra garlic, cilantro, aioli. They've added truffle parmesan fries to the menu, as well as the barbecue bacon have returned, and the sweet potato casserole. That's the move though, get the fry flight here. Right next to Encanto, they have the festival favorites, and the menu has pierogies at Lemstead are quite good, barbecue pork rinds, and then a key lime tart, and a frozen s'more. I remember the frozen s'more. Bramblewood Bites has a pork tenderloin. They also have a grilled bison, which sounds fantastic, especially with that huckleberry gastrique on top and that squash puree, and then Brussels sprouts. That's what's up. Over at Milled and Mulled, which is right by the Imagination Pavilion, they have a freshly baked carrot cake, which is interesting because that used to be at America. Then the Boursin Fig Balsamic Cheesecake, which used to be over at Canada, and then the Pear and Almond Frangipan Pate Brissie.
Dude, is it just me, or like every time you do food and wine, you realize you know nothing about food or wine because they use these crazy words?
Over at the Alps, they have a melted, sweaty, disgusting moored foot that solidifies into a hard, disgusting crust with some terrible bread. I hate this thing. It's so grossly overrated. It reminds me of how people like Insidious at HHN and think it's scary. So, but you know, hey, if you love it, who am I to judge? Get the dark chocolate fondue though, and I am judging.
I'm with you on liking melted cheese or cheese that gets like cut off a wheel that's griddled. Like that's a cool concept, and I think it can be really fun. The problem is that cheese gets really hard fast. The potatoes are always cold. The pickles just kind of average, and that bread is a disaster.
Germany though, if you are in the cheese world and you want to do like the Emil's fromage montage, well, this Schnickten Nudeln is very good. Think of it like a baked mac and cheese casserole with ham, onions, and cheese. I really like that. The pretzel roll is really, really dry on the bratwurst, and I've never tried the apple strudel with vanilla sauce. Vanilla sauce, not ice cream. Interesting. And why is it on the side? Forest and Field has an autumn chili with bison, lamb, and pork. That sounds actually quite nice, and a decent-sized portion for $7.75. They have a pumpkin mascarpone ravioli with sage brown butter. That's probably pretty decent unless the pasta stinks. And then they have a burrata plate. Swirled Showcase has completely done a 180, and they are now serving a liquid nitrogen frozen sweet potato mousse, which is way different than the chocolate cake pop thingy they were doing before, which I thought was quite nice. Shimmering Sips normally has ice cream, but they just have a guava cake and the corksicles this year. For Hawaii, which is one of my favorite booths, crap, I gotta go over here on the wrong side. They have a slow roasted pork slider with sweet and sour dole, pineapple chutney, spicy mayo. I've had that before, that's really good. They now have brand new the Hawaiian rice bowl, which took over the musubi, spam, eggs, eel sauce, spicy mayo, and furikake. Furikake is like a seasoning. Really, really good. I'm stoked to try that. And then they have a passion fruit cheesecake as well. But this is like one of my number ones. This one, Australia's kind of moved over here in front of Disney Traders, but they have a grilled bushberry spiced shrimp skewer, a roasted lamb chop, and a lamington. The lamington is dry as a bone, don't get that. Over here at the Noodle Exchange, they have ramen with shaved beef, Thai shrimp with rice noodles, and ramen with tofu. Maybe get the beef ramen. I would skip everything else. I'm not crazy about coconut curry broth. It's a little too sweet and coconutty for me, and I like coconut and I like curry. I just am not a fan of that dish I've had in the past. But the beef ramen is fine, and $6 is not a bad price for everything that you get in that dish. Over at the Mexican booth, we have tostada de camarones, and then flauta de barbacoa, and the pan de elote. I think all of this stuff looks great. They always do a nice job. I think I'd probably get the tostada just because I'm a sucker for avocado and the guacamole. Over here in China, they have pan-fried chicken dumplings. They also have a crispy duck bao bun with hoisin, which looks fantastic, although a little pricey for one piece of duck at $8.25. And then they have the Shanghai scallion noodles. I've been burned by these noodles so many times. Not these specific ones, but they come out like spaghetti. These ones look like lo mein noodles. I don't know if they are, but it could be good. Here in India, they have what I think is a great deal. The potato and pea samosas are delicious. They are large, and at $5.50, that's an awesome serving. I would skip the chicken tikka masala. They're not very authentic and not very good. And sadly, they got rid of my amazing crispy paneer. It's gone. No more mango chutney. Here at Refreshment Outpost, they have an Impossible spicy sausage, a curried chicken South African Boerewors sausage stew, which sounds awesome. And then there's Amarula mousse, which reminds me a lot of the zebra domes. Spain has a Spanish charcuterie board. I'm not gonna lie, I love jamon and manchego and stuff, but the tomatoes on the bread, no, it's not worth the $6.50. Double it up and go to Baseline for double the price. You'll get 5 times as much food and much better quality. And then they have the paella negra, which I also would skip. They did some weird paella last year too with seafood, and it also was a strange dish. Welcome to Italy, home of Italian nachos. As someone with an Italian last name, I always loved when my nonna would on Sunday make gravy for the nachos. Dude, it looks like straight up ragu with some wonton crisps, and according to Lem, that's basically what they were. Over here in the Flavors of America, they have lots of hot dogs. You got New York style, Chicago, Carolina, and Southwest, and then you also have like a chocolate lava cake looking thing, but they're calling it chocolate pudding cake. I love Chicago dogs. I don't know how any of these are, but good price point for all the hot dogs. $6.75 is a great price. But yeah, I would go Chicago or maybe Carolina with the chili on there. Sounds good. Nothing screams more American than funnel cake. And you know how we do in America, we put tiramisu on top of funnel cake.
What are we doing, dude? What are we even doing here? This place is wild. I remember they had a street corn one once. That was insane.
Over here at Greece, they have spanakopita, they have moussaka, which I used to love moussaka, but this is a vegetarian version. The griddled cheese is always a fan favorite, and then they have a lamb gyro. I'd probably go anything on this list, honestly. I think they're good pricing, good serving sizes, and really good flavors. So Belgium is right next to Brazil, and let's go look at what Belgium has. It's probably waffles. Let's go look at Brazil. It's probably cheese bread. So for Belgium, we have the beer braised beef, which actually looks like a fantastic portion and delicious over those mashed potatoes. For $6.25, that's a steal. Belgian waffle, they have one with berries and one with whipped cream and chocolate. Over here at Brazil, they have the feijoada, which is black beans and pork belly. I've gotten that in the past. It's very filling and at $6.50, great price point. And then they have the cheese bread, which is always a skip for me. It kind of is boogery and the texture always bothers me because it's a little bit thick. And then stay away from the capiranhas because I think the cachaça and everything, the way they make it here, for some odd reason, it tastes like soy sauce. Welcome to France, aka I can't pronounce nothing. So we have the oignon caramelés fromage. So we got some cheese, goat cheese, caramelized onions. You got escargot. No thank you. Escargot at food festivals always tends to be a chewy, rotten mess. The beef Beaugeron, actually quite nice. Although it looks like a small portion for $7.95. And then the creme brulee, that's a skip for me. That's just a texture thing. And then they have a bunch of different cocktails. For the angle, but the way they have this set up is so strange. But don't go to Le Cellier. Just come here for the beer cheese soup and the filet mignon, because it's basically for, what is that? $16, you're getting exactly what you would taste at Le Cellier. I know it's not the same, but it's pretty much the same. Freshman Port has a braised beef poutine with french fries, braised beef, garlic, and fine herb boursin cheese sauce, and a cheese curd gherkin relish. I don't like the gherkins. Everything else is pretty solid on it, though. It's actually pretty dope. Mactizers is over here in Communicore Hall. And I think it's a nice setup. They have some merch over in the back too, but they've got traditional mac and cheese. They got cheesesteak mac and cheese. That is a crime. Shaved beef, peppers. Get real. Nobody ever puts peppers on a Philly cheesesteak. This is nonsense. Over here next to the Land Pavilion is Earth Eats. They have a braised beef short rib and a lemon poppy seed cake with lemon icing. I don't know if that's like goopy icing or if that's like legit, like sticks on an icing. I need to see one.
Lemon cake. Here we go. Oh, I can already tell you it's gonna be good. I can tell you 1,000%. Oh no! Oh, what? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's delicious. Dude, it's fantastic. The icing is... The table is a mess. I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. Tried to save it. It tastes like a really dense, moist pound cake. And then, but the icing, even though it's like kind of liquidy, it reminds me almost of like a lemon version of those canned Pillsbury cinnamon rolls that you get, like that kind of icing, but it's not cream cheese. It's like more of a royal with like a lemon on there. This thing is banging. And at $4.50 or whatever, it's really good and it is moist. I know. I'm gonna clean it up. It's embarrassing. Can't take me anywhere, dude. All right, look, you happy? You happy? It's clean. It's completely clean. Well, that's gonna do it for our food and wine coverage. I'm gonna be honest with you. We probably missed some of the best things. I think Canada is a great option. Hawaii, we never got a chance to have that because those wings are destroying my soul right now. But the lemon poppy seed was the big winner, which is shocking to me. But that was the big winner of today. And thank you so much for watching. And if you want to enjoy a little bit more time in Disney Monorail, then check out this video right here. Boop. Thanks, guys, for hanging and subscribing and chilling. Adios.